All right, we're back. Numero tres.
We're finally
Just
here.
talking online. I'm Jerry Jobert,
I'm Marcus Bailey.
and we're out here. How you been?
Yeah, I've been good. I've just been enjoying not having no wildfires this week.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm sure it's still some shit burning further north, but yeah, the air's gotten a little clearer down here, so
Yeah.
there is that for sure.
Yeah, and last time we didn't talk about these hot shots. I wanted to get into it.
Yeah, we definitely missed like a lot of different things. Yeah, we could start there if you want to get into them.
Yeah, I just really liked what they were about once I got into them, because these guys they're down in the fires. And the training they're doing is crazy. They got like 120 pounds of gear that they're just running into these places with.
Goddamn.
They're staying in the environments for long periods of time.
So wait, what can you break down what are they? What do they do exactly?
Well, they basically are like emergency firefighters.
Right.
These wildfires come out, they're going around the country, and when they're big enough, they go in. They have to be ready for anything.
So they're like the special ops,
basically.
So you bring in the firefighters when you get some regular fire going. When that shit gets too wild, bring in the hot shots.
And they're touring.
They stay on road.
It's always work.
Goddamn. All right, so they pull up. How are they deployed? They just roll up, or do they like jump out of a like plane and land?
That's a separate unit that I actually don't remember the name for them off the top of my head.
I was trying to remember it as you were saying you couldn't remember it, and I can't either. They look back last week. I think we mentioned them in passing. So if you're into that,
it's been killing me.
Yeah, it's a problem. Hot shots. Nope.
I keep saying paraglider in my head.
Yo, you should really fast go on YouTube and type in Keegan-Michael Peele sway, and he brings them up in the interview on talking about Dolomite. It was kind of random, it had nothing to do with Dolomite, but it had everything to do with these wildfires. And yeah, they basically jump in to fight the fires when they get too ill as well.
Yeah, because I was watching a video on their performance, and they would
It's towards the end.
I'm already towards the end, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, oh.
Yeah, you gotta be able to hear them though.
Yeah, let me mute it.
It's fine. We're not showing it, so I think we'll be all right. I'm trying not to have any dead air, but we do need to listen to this a little bit, just to at least get the name. Huh? Nah, I mean it's fine. It's whatever. Maybe, but.
Ever try to whisper quiet?
Yeah,
mic right next
into
to your
a
mouth?
microphone and on camera. Yeah, it's insane. We're definitely keeping this in, just so you can see how dumb that shit looked.
You gotta try, people. You gotta try.
Hot shots fired.
It starts with a P, and it's here.
No, I mean you're like right. He talks about it like right there. It's like at the end. I promise. Go. Because Heather B looks up their salaries and shit. And it's only like $30,000 a year. No, here, let me see. Wait.
Go back to the video.
Smoke jumpers. She just said
Smoke
it.
jumpers.
Yes. Goddamn. All right. Yeah.
Lord,
Smoke
guys.
jumpers. They actually she's giving some information on it, like right there.
Okay.
She was just about to say how much they made and all that. Can you rewind it like 10 seconds, 30 seconds?
These guys only make $37,000. Lord have mercy.
For parachuting into a fire, $37K and a side job. That's what you get.
Just goes to show your life means nothing.
Doesn't mean a goddamn thing. All right, so that's that. Like
Insanity.
they make not nearly enough money. They should at least get paid the same amount The Rock does to, pretend to take down a helicopter.
I think that's a big thing across all jobs. It seems like you don't get paid for the amount of life risking you do. Police,
But
CIA.
see, like at least, well, yeah, we need to pay police more just so we have better police. Same thing with teachers, and that's not like life on the line, but they make money catching like crabs and shit, like the most dangerous catch, like the Alaskan lobster trappers and shit like that. But they get paid a grip.
I feel like the payment they're getting is more for the value of the crab, and that's what makes it so weird.
It's directly, because that's a good point. It's not for them putting their lives on the line. It just happens to be what they bring back is extremely valuable.
Yeah, like soldiers, things like that, they get little payments, but it's nothing crazy.
I don't know. There's certain things where like I respect people for doing them, but at the same time I can't imagine why you would do them. Like teachers, soldiers, like they're the most important, and I have nothing but the highest of respect for the people in these professions. But when I look in their eyes, I want to ask them, "What are you doing? Like
Why are you here?
Why? Like, because you're not being compensated properly. You're not being even respected properly.
Yeah.
In the case of a soldier, as soon as you're finished, there's no real support for you when you need it the most. And knowing all that going in, and it's not a secret. None of this is like, in the shadows. Like, it's not really like that going in. And I mean, I guess with soldiers in particular, you can't discount, which I don't feel like should be a thing, but I get it. Maybe it should. I don't know. But like where basically if you're young, right, and you do some crime, I don't know to what capacity, like less than murder, more than jaywalking, somewhere in that giant gray area of everything else.
It's a whole lot of space.
Like it's not, I don't know. I really don't know how common or uncommon it is. But like it is a thing where a judge will be like, all right, you could go to jail or you could join the army. And so basically you don't have really a choice, because I don't know who chooses jail in that situation.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't, even though there's no way I'd want to be fucking shipped off to Iraq for any reason.
Yeah. And they do have some good benefits. The GI Bill is great when it's going.
I mean, yeah, there's benefits until the fucking ID blows up next to your car and kills your best friend and you lose a limb, and then you come back and I don't know.
I do think that's a testament to how much character they have and how much they want to make a difference. The people that just join
that just join completely voluntarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's super.
And teachers as well. I put them in that same box, just not at the same scale.
See,
because I've met teachers that, especially when they first start, it's all really idealistic. It's beautiful thoughts, sentiments, And it's really hard because they're not getting paid right, like we said.
I just don't know how idealistic you can be when you can't feed yourself properly, or don't even, or well, and not even, there's no or there, and are not being adequately supplied to do your job. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a teacher and you're in one of these places and you have the 10-year-old textbooks, you know what I'm saying? You gotta buy your own markers and like shit for crafts if you're dealing with youngsters, and like that's, none of this should be real life. You know what I mean? It just shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I always go back to the Key and Peele skit, which is, I guess, appropriate going off of the.
Shout out Keegan Michael Key.
What'd you just say?
Keegan Michael Key?
Peele. Key? Is it Key?
Yeah, it's Key.
Damn. All right, so I messed it up earlier.
Mixing up. You mixing
Oh
it
no,
up.
I'm not surprised I mixed it up. Not even a little bit. I just thought I had it, but I'm not surprised I didn't. I always go back to their sketch where it's like Teaching Center, which is like a Sports Center parody, and like all the teachers are like making like $8 million max contracts, and like they show like the one guy gets drafted first. He's like, "Yep, just like that, you're a millionaire." You know what he's gonna buy his mama a house. You know he's gonna do that. You know he's gonna do that. Like I love that skit so much, but it's so like I laugh, and then at the end I shed that one tear and try to keep it moving because it's just like that should be how it is, and if it was, what a world it'd be. Like it'd be like a lot of smart people. We'd have hovercrafts instead of the shitty things. Yo, to anyone out there that has ever bought and or called those pieces of shit hovercrafts with the 2 wheels and you glided through airport, fuck you for stifling innovation and accepting bullshit when we can actually just wait out for someone to make the shit hover. Like, words have meanings.
Lexus has you back.
Who?
Lexus, the car company. They
have a floating car?
Not a car.
No, I know what you're talking about. That's not a real thing. It wasn't real.
That wasn't real.
No. I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw the video and I was like, we did it. No, that's contains like a track or whatever. It's just not, it's not what it's supposed to be. It's a lie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hope's dead, people.
No, I know. No, I've gone through this already with that exact thing. Because I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, nope. Yeah. It's a goddamn shame.
Yeah, that kind of
hurt me. But like, see, I'm not even mad at us completely not having hovercrafts because it's not an easy technology to just snap into existence. But I am mad that we as a society have just completely just given in and settled for some bullshit branded as a hoverboard that doesn't even almost hover. You don't hover on it, it doesn't hover over anything, and that's his whole name. And the shit blows up for no reason on top of all that bullshit. So it's a fake piece of shit that doesn't, that's also a danger to wherever it is. Like, it's...
I don't know how we got to where we settle with a lot of things, though. Like, that's starting to be...
See, that's where I feel like that started a lot more settling. That's what I'm saying.
It's a trigger.
Yeah, I'm saying, because, like, if... You're right, we do. But I feel like that's, like, the bar being lowered even more, or setting in more complacency for innovation. Like, why are you excited about an iPhone 10? Just because they took something away from it? Like, they took away a button and they took away a port. Steve Jobs is rolling in his goddamn grave. Like, this is not innovation. Stop pissing on me and tell me it's raining. Like, why? It's unacceptable. Like, we can really be pushing things forward, but everyone's happy and accepts the shit we're given.
Yeah.
You know, you were talking about you brought up the Samsung, the folding phone earlier, well, before we were taping, and you know, that went horribly wrong just because it just wasn't ready. But at least they fucking tried something new. Like, that's a brand new thing. Folding screens would be a game changer, or even screens that can transpose on anything, because now you can really, that opens up the doors for like, the real glass displays, like on glasses, you know what I'm saying, like where, or even like a cutout display that you can put like on a windshield, like inside of a windshield. Like how sick would that be? And not, even as I'm saying, I don't know why that's not a thing.
The crazy thing is, like,
A Google Map over your windshield as you're driving. Like,
yeah,
but like, augmented, you can still see outside, obviously, but it's like a little, and
like
God,
just
sick.
transparent enough that you can get both.
Like that's implementable, maybe. But I mean, that screen technology is like the barrier to that. Like a screen that's malleable and a screen that can be put in position. But like, we're close. But we won't get the shit when people settle for the aux cord being taken away and the home button, and everyone's like, I can make an emoji of me.
Yeah,
like,
it's
really goddamn.
And I think we're the worst with technology, like, because everything is exciting, honestly, and I get that part I understand, but that extra push for more that I think Samsung is really pushing the most on right now, them and Google, just because Google has that new technology for I don't remember the name, but the way it works is that you can use those hand gestures in front of your phone and actually get a lot of function out of it.
That's something.
It's a start.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it just feels like we ramped up and then we slowed way down. It's like you see people like speed to a red light and just come to a complete stop. Like, and I feel like we've been stopped for like years.
We have, and I feel like a big step is AI, or at least the dream of the Jarvis from Iron Man.
Mhm.
Like, we've been working on that. Google Assistant, Siri, Bixby. We have a few of them, but no one's gotten that functionality yet. And I feel like that's the next big one.
And honestly, but see, we should have. That's what we should have already. That's not a hard one to really do. Well, it's okay.
It's
not.
hard.
No, it's not that. It's
The connectivity.
See, that's the thing. Like, Apple dropped the ball on this way early because they were supposed to do this with Siri. That's was the point, or because what you're supposed to have Siri like on your phone, and Siri was gonna be in all your like appliances, and Apple was gonna have like smart appliances or something that went onto your appliance where you're able to use them. Like if you had like a like if you have like a plug, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be able to have like something that goes over your plug that you could still connect like your toaster and your whatever into, or your lights. But that external part would also have Siri on it. So then you could assign that like, all right, so this outlet is lights. You know what I'm saying? And then bring up Siri. Siri, I want my living room lights to turn off, and it would just power those things down. Those are all things. They just didn't put it together. Why? I don't know. And this was a long time ago. This is almost, this is when Siri came out. It was like iPhone 4. Was the first inclusion of Siri. No, I had the iPhone 4.
Okay.
That was the first one with Siri. And yeah, it just never came together. And then now, once everyone got into the Audible space, everyone wanted their own, so they don't interconnect. Like Amazon's Alexa doesn't play with Siri at all, and Google Assistant doesn't play with Alexa or Siri. You know what I'm saying? So they're all separated, and no one's really built out the whole framework to make everything work together. Amazon would probably be the best bet at this point because Alexa works well, Echoes are out here, and they sell all your appliances, and they can make whatever they want if they chose to. They could, you know, they could. I feel like they would be the closest ones to implementing that, but then they don't have like the phone. But they do have the Echo Dot and stuff. So that's.
And I feel like Amazon and Google are kind of, out of all of them, they're the most working together.
Working together?
I guess that's not the right way to say it.
Mm-mm.
I guess I'd say that they don't have the same barriers as you would have. No, Amazon's the best. Just because Amazon doesn't have those barriers the same way that is that Bixby, right? Who's the provider that has Bixby?
I don't know. I feel like I've heard that name before, but I can't be sure of that.
It's some voice system. There's a Siri, Galaxy, Alexa. All these devices got names now.
Yeah, and none of them are that great. Like Google Assistant's like smart because it has all the Google to go to, but you can't control anything with it. Alexa's probably just gonna be the best bet because at least it has the onboarding to other appliances is either already a thing or that would be easy to put in. Plus, you can, as an individual or a company, you can give directions to Siri. Like you can program it or Siri, Alexa. You can I forgot what they're called, like Alexa commands, I think, or something to that effect. But where you can add it's basically like apps built on top of it, which is important. So like you can order Uber with Alexa, and you can, or like a Lyft, and maybe even like buy like plane tickets or something. So that's kind of interoperability. That didn't feel right.
Interconnectivity.
I don't know why I went to it twice. Interconnectivity is way better. But that's what you'd want from it, at least to start, and then you'd want to be able to control your house. You know, they have the smart thermostats, smart refrigerators. So, yeah, I feel like that's gonna be your best bet. But we're
still early with it.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like that should be here. It should be more ubiquitous. But I think that one's closest to being a reality.
Yeah.
Way closer than the fucking hoverboards.
Oh yeah,
which are just lies.
It's just the slacking on execution on that.
They didn't even try though. That's not even execution. They didn't even try to make it hover. They threw wheels on it. When someone pulled the wheels out the box and was like, "Yeah, this needs that," that's when you scrap the whole shit. Like we failed. Like,
yeah, I see you're
call
just
it
wrong.
Or just call it something else. Just call it anything else. Like there's other names of, like, it could have been anything.
And the
horizontal skateboards.
The hoverboard with those two wheels. I feel like that could have been called the Mall Cop, and we would have all rolled with it.
The Mall Cop. What were those big ones? What are those things called? What are they called?
Lord, you talking about the one Mall Cop actually rode?
Yeah, the OG one.
Yeah, like some kind of a.
That's a shame.
Whatever it is.
I don't even know what you're searching for. Like, just try to get it. Because that's a dumb thing not to remember.
Oh, Mall Cop scooter name.
They could have just called it Scooter X. Just, I don't know.
What are those wheeled things Mall Cops riding? Is the first thing that comes up.
What's the answer for that? This is Segways. Got it.
Segways.
Right. Yes. Mini Segways. Or you could just call them Segs. You could have called them Ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have done. It's not a hoverboard. Like, just don't lie. Don't. Yeah. That shouldn't have worked. I'm mad that worked.
I feel like the misbranding is it's almost like it has a positive reinforcement behind it, because people do those kind of misbrandings and they don't get backlash for it at all.
No, it worked. That's what pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like, it just shouldn't have worked. People should have been outraged. Like, I don't know what. I don't know what needs to happen for people to march in the streets, but they never march when I'm ready to march, and I was ready to march.
I feel like the real marching's over.
Nah, it's a metaphorical march, but I'm like, I want riots. Like, why aren't people angry? Like, I get mad at these things. Like this, when these things came out, it was a pure fit of rage for me. Like, 'cause I saw, I'm looking at it as just the beginning of the end of the world. like no cap. Like that's really how I feel about it.
You guys just messed everything up, huh?
Yeah, because like if we're okay with this, then the level of bullshit we will accept going forward. If we didn't have hoverboards, there's a good chance Donald Trump wouldn't have been elected. Like it's that to me. I feel like it's the reason Brexit happened. It's the reason like it's the reason Russia was able to interfere in the elections. It's the reason it's the reason for all the atrocities in the world, us being able to accept this level of bullshit. Because it's blatant. They're not even trying to like sauce you on this.
That's how
you're not even being finessed.
Plus.
Huh?
That's how I feel about Disney Plus.
Now see,
nah. That's what they came out with.
Now see, Disney Plus should be tight.
They sold us on a lot of expectation for me not to even be able to get my video on search. That's crazy.
All right. I feel like I feel you. It's a bad rollout. I don't feel like that's a bad product though.
Oh, their product is great.
I feel like Disney Plus is more in line with like the Popeyes chicken sandwich. It's like this is a good thing. We just don't know how to handle rolling this out to the people because everyone's excited about it. And whoever's eating a Popeyes chicken sandwich now, you guys are fools too because it doesn't take you fucking 3 months to find chicken and bread. So whatever the fuck they did is insane. Like I don't know. Unless I would really, there has to be like a little mini. I don't want to see a full documentary on it, but like a 15-minute just synopsis on this, like 5 years later, because I wonder like what. So they ran out of chicken, which they didn't run out of chicken. This is a chicken place, like it's Popeyes, so they're still selling chicken, but they ran out of chicken sandwich chicken. So that should be a big asterisk on what the fuck. It's like, why can you just chop this up and put it on? I guess. But you have breast. Just chop the shit up and put it on a bun. Like, what are we doing? Like, so that's whatever. That's one thing. So when they ran out of the chicken sandwiches initially, and they go back to whoever their supplier is, Mr. Chicken, and Mr. Chicken's like, all right, so you want your regular order? Popeyes? And Popeyes like, nah, we're gonna need a double or triple down on that. I don't know if you've seen, but we're popping in these streets. And Mr. Chicken's like, well, yeah, actually you brought it to our attention. And at this point, Mr. Chicken's like, all right, we're gonna double charge you for the chicken. Like, were they held up on the chicken prices? Like, and everyone was like, yo, you're gonna need the bag to get the chicken this time?
I feel like that's the new social media tax. If you get enough booming on social media, you could just stack your price up to whatever you want because it's like everyone knows about me. I mean,
but I'm saying like how. All right, are you know like all right? So they ran out of the chicken and then they just came out with it like last Sunday, I think.
Maybe that was a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
it's super recent compared to. It was down for like 2 months ish, like way too long to be out of something that everyone wants. It doesn't make sense. Like, and they even hired people. They hired more staff to handle the influx of people they knew they were going to get when they brought it back. Which the fact that they got a second wave is unbelievable to me as well. Like, people should have been off of it, like by far.
You can't get away.
I don't know how though. Like it can't. I mean, I haven't had one, and I'm sure it's great. But it's a sandwich, and there's just food everywhere.
Social media, man.
But like this, that all died though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this was all hot. You were red hot. You run out of. It's like you're selling crack, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're selling crack on the corner, and you got the shit, right?
Yeah.
And you got fiends lining up. You got a fucking line down the street, around the block. you're surfing, and you run out of crack, right? You go back to your crack dealer and the crack or your crack supplier, and the supplier is like, yeah, trying to re-up. And it's like, yeah, man, booming out here. I'm gonna need to double down. I got money though. And the supplier is like, that's why I want to know what the supplier said. Like, what did their chicken supplier say? Like, and what was the
most
delay?
important thing.
Because why wouldn't they be like, they didn't run out of chicken. Whoever they get chicken from could not have ran out of chicken. You understand? Like, because everyone else still has chicken. Chick-fil-A has chicken sandwiches. KFC has chicken sandwiches.
Chicken's still out there.
IHOP has chicken sandwiches. Like, and Popeyes has chicken. All right. So what was missing that you had to take off 3 months when you know you're hot out here and you're not the only one slinging chicken? You think all these people are gonna go, like, other people are selling crack? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it might not have been the hottest shit, but like, if I need crack, I'm gonna get crack. If I want chicken, I'm gonna get chicken.
But if you have that exclusive content,
That's what
you kind of can go away and come back like, yeah, I'm back with the same thing. And I honestly feel like people are gonna come back even harder because, like, yeah, I missed that crack. You didn't have that. He didn't have that Walter White. I need that Walter White.
You gotta ask questions. Why? Because, like, they're not like, what else? What's different though? Like, what?
I haven't even eaten a sandwich. I can't speak on it.
That's what I'm saying. I can't either. But like, there's no way they invented the chicken sandwich.
But I can tell you, Jack in the Box has that bacon ultimate cheeseburger. Shout out Jack in the Box.
Well, I don't know. They're not sponsoring shit, so.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. But we love you.
All right. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not all in.
They have that bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah.
It's never been matched. I don't even go to other places talking about bacon. It's like, oh, you have it. That's nice, but you're not them. I know it. I'm not thinking about it the same because they have something in the sauce.
See, that's what I'm saying. What is in the sauce, and does that cause cancer? Because it can't be good. Like, it can't be. There's nothing positive. I don't know. There's gonna be a class action lawsuit for all the people in like 10 years. You're gonna see that commercial.
You have mesophilioma.
Yeah. Did you ever partake in the Popeyes spicy chicken sandwiches? Well, our lawyers would like to talk to you. You might be entitled to a settlement. Yeah, man. Like, that's just a problem. But it's not my business. But Disney Plus is similar to that, as in, like,
they were the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
No, but I still think they are. But this is a bad rollout. At least Popeye got the good rollout, and they fucked up midway.
I don't know what Popeye's rollout was. I got in late on the Popeyes.
They just dropped it in the streets and it was hot.
That's my point.
That was a good rollout. I guess we're trying to compare it to something else before.
We're trying to compare it to the Disney Plus.
No, I mean, no. We're comparing Disney Plus to something else before I compared it to Popeyes.
Oh, dear.
Oh, the Samsung folding phone.
Yes.
That's what it was. Or maybe no. Or maybe it was something else. It was either that or the fake ass, bullshit ass, fuck shit ass
hoverboards.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say the name.
They are in the same league, man.
I don't know if they are. See, like, Disney Plus is gonna be great. Like,
Disney Plus had all the time, all the money.
No, yeah.
They already have a streaming service.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
they had to remake something totally new.
But I'm saying, like, if they're able to fix these problems, these problems won't be remembered in a month. Even with the people that went through the problems, that were early adapters and got it through. Once I'm able to sit down uninterrupted and watch a Marvel marathon from Captain America all the way through Infinity War 2, like Endgame, that doesn't you'll forget about all that shit because it'll
That
last.
starts a really bad precedent, though,
I mean,
from the start.
I don't think it does. Just because it's such a small thing.
Not being able to find the TV show that you bought the service to even watch.
But it matters on how fast they're able to fix it. And I haven't lost faith that they're not able to fix it quickly just because they have the resources to do so. Even though, with that said, these resources should have been put to make sure this didn't happen in the first place. So a ball was dropped. But like, more so than preventing something, humans are better at fixing things. And like, once you know what holes happened and whatever, you know, because Disney Plus will be around for like, how old is Netflix like now? Netflix is like
it's like almost 10.
You know what I'm saying? It's a 10-year-old thing.
Yeah.
You can't remember how Netflix rolled out. Like, Netflix rolled out as DVDs. That was the service. You go into the site, order DVD, one, send it back. When they released their streaming, I'm pretty sure it worked. But if it didn't, I don't remember.
But Netflix was like, that was innovation at the time. Like, it's not like Apple's not Apple. Disney's not making something new.
No, that's a good point.
And
They're
not even inexperienced. That's my problem. You have Hulu.
Oh,
It's there. Like,
no, it's not. I'm not trying to
copy paste. Damn.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm not trying to justify it or even make excuses for them. They fucked up, but the boat could be
It's an
easily
easy
righted.
fix.
Like, if done fast enough,
It
to the point where this won't even be remembered as a thing.
It just bothered me because you were saying like they dropped the ball. They haven't picked it up. They still need to pick it up to fix that.
Well, I mean, this happened like a week ago.
Like,
Someone's on it.
But you've been making it for like 2 years.
No. All right.
It's crazy.
You're right. I'm not. Like, you're not wrong. I want to be clear. Like, you're.
Oh, okay. We agree.
I completely agree. They fucked up, but I don't think it will tarnish the legacy of the thing.
Okay.
As long as, like, if this is still the case on Christmas, like when everyone's at home Christmas, people have bought. Because that's the rush. That's the real. People are out of school, out of work, families home. That's why that was a big deal when Netflix and Amazon Prime went out like on like Christmas or like during that week, like a year or two ago, and that was only made a little funnier that Prime came up faster than Netflix did, and they're both on the AWS system, so it was just like, Netflix had to be looking at Amazon wildly crazy, like, you sons of bitches. Like, we know exactly what's happening right now. It's not suspicious. We know what the fuck's happening. Like, you're trying to get that jump on us, and there's nothing we can do about it because we're on your platform, and we can't build an AWS because they're already hemorrhaging money making fucking House of Cards and shit. So, like, I need a better reference for Netflix content.
I look forward to Netflix's progress because BoJack Horseman. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I just always bring up House of Cards, and that's been over for like ever, and it didn't even end well. So
yeah, no, that was
ended in like disgrace. That was a great show, though. I was loved it until
another TV show that did really well until the end.
No, this is not the same. This is because it wasn't that the story fucked up.
The guy
Kevin
fucked up.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey just was a whole weirdo. So,
yeah. I'm just saying it's
by
the end,
we don't need
something has to happen.
No, let's not even. We're definitely not.
Bring up flashbacks.
I'll flip shit all the way. I'll shut all this shit right down right now. I'll be damned. Take me back down that dark rabbit hole of goddamn. All right, what were we talking about?
Yeah, Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Until Disney buys HBO, I don't want to hear it.
One day.
I mean, it's someone's gonna.
Unless HBO buys Disney because of that suck ass service.
How much money do you think? What?
How
much money do you think HBO has, and how much do you think Disney
that
costs?
sounded really crazy.
Disney has all the money.
I meant the service.
Oh no,
because they might be onto something. They might just be trying something different. That's what I thought when I first found out
Disney?
about it. Yeah, like they might have some extra features.
And they could, and see the thing is, they could be. I wouldn't be. See, I wish I knew more about the platform itself, like the technology they're building on. Because if they're building their own system, not using like Amazon Cloud Services, then that would make me understand this a lot more, and I would respect it a lot more, because to be a slave is too strong, but to be dependent on a direct competitor for any part of your operation is a dangerous game to be in. So to not want that to even to eliminate that off the jump is admirable, is smart, admirable, and will make sense in the long term. But what comes with having to try to replicate those services is trying to replicate those services from scratch. Yeah. It's not like you can just, take their technology and then like bring it over. You can't copy and paste that per se.
Is Hulu its own system, or is that Amazon's system as well?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's built on. But AWS is just the leading like cloud service, but by a lot though.
Yeah.
Like most things run off of it. And it's a good interface. Like it's not. I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I heard it was like taking over the internet almost. I heard it was almost taking over the internet.
I mean, most big services run off of it, just because. I mean, I have clients that run off of it just because it makes sense. Like it's easy to use. They have everything you need for anything you're trying to do. It's it makes sense on a lot of levels, but when you're big enough and you're trying to compete with Amazon and directly, I could understand wanting to find a different solution, but you're gonna run into all the problems of that because
Yeah.
So I think it's fixable, and if that is the case, then I even understand it more, and I respect it honestly. With that said, they should have been a deeper beta testing process. But even to that point, you kind of can't. It's hard to simulate volume.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you can beta test, and you can even get like a couple thousands of people. But like as soon as you open up that service and you get like 1 million people pinging you immediately, you can't even simulate that kind of shit. Like, and things are just gonna happen. So, and then you can only react to it. There's only so much you can set up in place to try to handle it until you know what you're really trying to handle.
That was the only thing that when I was reading about it, I noticed a lot. Amazon, I mean, oh my God, I'm gonna call Disney everyone but themselves.
Yeah.
Disney had prepared for having a lot of volume, but it was even more than they could have possibly imagined.
No, that goes back to like, when Jay-Z released his, I can't remember which album, but he tried to release it through the app with some sponsor or whatever.
Tidal?
No, it was before Tidal, I want to say. He released his album with some like sponsor app, and basically it's like 1 million people download the app or whatever. So at midnight you get the album, but he explained it on the Breakfast Club actually. He's like, but it was 10 million people, like 10 million people. So it's like you can't account for 10 million people. It's like we're expecting 1 million. We got 10 times the amount of requests. And it's not like it was 10 million unique users. It's just if you have the app and it didn't work the first time, you opened it back up and you try it again. Like those are all individual pings you have to request hitting your server. And it's all at the same time. This is all happening at midnight. I waited for it. People were trying to listen to it immediately. You get inundated with this shit and the whole thing breaks. That's bandwidth. I mean, that happens. So it's like you can you can only account for so much, and when success happens, like that's a price of it. Not that kind of goes back to the chicken sandwich things. Like when they rolled it out and it got hot, they didn't know that everybody was gonna want it today.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys want it now? Like everybody? Like, fuck. Like, so you start running out and it's like, all right, well, we need more. It's like, we didn't know. Like, I don't know.
I guess the moral of the story for Disney was that their rollout was much better than they expected it to be.
No, because
they promoted it a
but
lot.
No, but that's funny because with the Jay-Z comparison, when he said that on Breakfast Club, Angela Yee said the same thing, and I'll give his response because she was like, "Well, that's a good problem to have. At least people were coming." Like, yeah, but when I have a product, like people want it, I want to be able to deliver that product when I was promised. You know what I'm saying? You can say, yeah, it's a good thing to have that was too popular and it broke the servers, but that's a million disappointed people not able to get what they wanted
I wasn't thinking of it as a good thing, but I'm saying that was their problem though. They couldn't expect how much their promoting was going to actually bring in because they promoted that to be what I thought happened. I didn't think what happened was crazy. Mm-hmm. Millions of people got on. Yeah, mm-hmm. You're Disney. But they couldn't have been ready for that volume to hit their system.
Yeah,
and I guess I don't know how future businesses can get ready for something like that because how strong does your system have to? How much you have to pay for a system to be strong enough to take 10 million people? That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, and there's only so much preparation you could do. You can try to do your calculations and put everything in place, but you never know until
they start.
It's real, and but I do think it'll be fixed quickly because there's a lot at stake for it to be fixed quickly. Because again, like if this were to drag on until Christmas, that's when you start tarnishing your legacy, because that's when everyone's really watching. Because right now it's still early adopters. Like it's Disney, so like your early adopter range is huge because everyone's already familiar with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Netflix was, when they went open their streaming service, and they didn't even have original content when they first came out. So they had the reputation of having just all the stuff. And then that reputation turned into, okay, yeah, and also we make really good stuff on our own. And we still have some of the other stuff because then people started building their own. But yeah, Christmas is a big deadline. But the fact that their international rollouts are so scattered kind of, to me, says that they didn't factor in something as well. But they might have also changed that schedule when this happened. So I don't know all those details. I can only speculate on, obviously.
Yeah.
But because if I did plan on rolling, if I were them and I did plan on rolling out to like 10 countries like per week after that, or however you scatter that out. Yeah. When my first one doesn't work out properly, and you have to go back and fix that. All that other stuff gets pushed back, and it doesn't even. You don't even talk to me about these yet. You know what I'm saying? We need a foundation first. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta
know it works.
We need a foundation. We gotta know it works, and we gotta feed our main base, because they're the ones that are. Everyone will pay the bills in the end, but like they're the ones being charged like the max, because it's like $5 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Or $5.99, and that's dollars. So like however many pesos, like when it gets to Mexico, will either be comparable to $5 or less. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have to factor that into what people can pay. in different places.
Yeah.
So it's not always the same. Like, if you roll out same thing to all of China, like it's gonna be less because people make less, or maybe China wasn't the best example because they have everything in house. But you know what I'm saying? Like you can't go to poor countries and charge them
Same price.
when that's comparable to so much more there. You know what I'm saying? So all those things have to be taken into factor. So we gotta get it right here, and also if it works here makes it popular worldwide as well. We dictate that culture, the U.S. So it's just important to get it right. But I'd be really blown away if they didn't get it right quickly.
It seems impossible.
No, impossible what?
To mess up.
No, see, I don't. No, I don't. Again, I get if they're see that's like all right. This would all my entire point. I would negate it and take it all back if Disney Plus is built on AWS. And I don't know what the deal is with Hulu or what that's built on.
Yeah, all of this is really interesting.
Can you Google is Hulu on AWS? Start there. Because if that's the case, then this is a little more egregious because everything's in place, and
Yeah, Hulu does use it, and let's see.
You search Disney.
Yep.
After.
Amazon Pinpoint is AWS.
Is it? Or that might be one of the quotes.
Yeah.
Uses Amazon Pinpoint 7% messages. So if they're using it, then this is a little worse. It's a lot worse because everything should be in place for them to succeed, and there's already examples in place of people handling traffic. It's not like Netflix isn't doing the kind of traffic that Disney is getting. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Disney, because Netflix is like 25% of all internet traffic or something crazy.
For real?
Yeah. It's a shit ton.
Okay, yeah, that's the next level.
Yeah, and that's what Disney's trying to compete with, you know what I'm saying, and trying to bring in.
They built their analytics on AWS.
Okay.
They have a.
So I mean that's just like reporting like traffic numbers and stuff. So that might not be their core system. If their core system is separate, on their own, then this makes sense. But otherwise,
Yeah, we're not getting really a straight answer.
But I guess regardless, and more details will be given out as things are more cemented, because especially if it's their own system, they're not giving you any details on what it is because that's the secret sauce.
It uses AWS.
It does?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's pretty egregious, son. They should have. I don't know. Someone got fired. That's the only thing I'm really pretty sure.
Had to.
Or it's just someone's in their ass. That's really because you probably can't even. You don't want to.
Now.
I don't know if you want to fire them because you still got to fix it, but like they're having a really bad week.
The most egregious thing that I had read that it had done was when you searched "bitch" in Disney Plus, a Princess Diana documentary came up. What are we talking about? Copy paste, brother.
Come on, Disney.
Paste.
Nothing should come up for bitch on Disney Plus. Well, maybe Lady and the Tramp.
I don't even think that was mentioned.
That's a good joke. I'm gonna give that to me. That was great.
Yeah, they didn't even think about that. They thought about Princess Diana.
You type in bitch and Lady and Trap comes up. That's amazing. At least it makes sense. Yeah, well, I don't know, but I have faith.
Craziness.
I have faith that they'll fix it. It's crazy that I don't even say it's crazy because again, they just got maxed out.
It's like they had the most misogynistic programmer go in there. Like,
I guess either they got maxed out or maybe the platform wasn't built up that great to begin with. But
something about the execution wasn't right. Like, because
Yeah.
the promotion was amazing. If you have Verizon's phone company, you get either it was a discount or you get it free.
But see, promotion I feel like is easy for something people want.
That was my main point, and they have all the cards.
Because I mean, honestly, because I feel like they'd still have the same problem if they had promoted 0%. Because Disney,
Yeah,
like
you're right
everybody,
on that.
your child knows Disney. You know Disney. Your mama knows Disney. Her mama knows Disney. It's Disney.
I only bring it up because of the extra lengths they went to get this traffic. Like they know they're Disney.
But see, that's two separate departments. Like no one advertising is building it. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I don't really.
Somebody has to be there to look at a disconnect. Like,
No, but those should never be connected. Those aren't connected in any business. Like your promotion team, like give me another company. Like
Netflix.
Yeah, because people that make Netflix, build Netflix, these are engineers and scientists, right?
Yeah.
These aren't people on
Marketing firms.
social media spreading the word. Like, you know what I'm saying? These are just two separate.
I was saying that more as from the perspective of a boss. Like, someone should have walked into both of those rooms and said, I see we're giving everyone Disney Plus. We're working hard on that, but Disney Plus isn't working quite well yet. We need to make that connection so all these people that are about to get it have everything working the way it should. No one type bitch in the search.
No, see, I would say the only no, it's at Disney. But like
Crazy.
I would say to that point, the only connection those two would have would be the release date. But even that would be dictated, because I know how the release dates are dictated. Like I've had people like, all right, we need this by this date, hard date. There's a party involved with it. It can't not be ready. Can you do it? You say yes in the scheme to get paid, and you do everything you can to make it happen. Now, when that date comes, you've either succeeded or it's your ass. But
Okay.
you're in it. You know
rolled the
what I'm
dice.
saying? Like when you said yes, you knew it was like, all right, this should be as expected, or hopefully, and then Roadblock comes up and you're like, oh, this sucks, sleepless night. Fix that. Oh, all right, this begets this, sleepless night. Then that last week up to the rollout comes, you don't see your family, you're just in the lab, you know what I'm saying? Because it's rolling out on on this date. You can't push that shit back. And it's Disney. So it's not even like, I mean, I'm talking about for like companies with like, 50, 100 employees. This is fucking Disney. That means they have the theme park in Tokyo, California, and Florida. The fireworks are synced up. You know what I'm saying? Internationally, London, like the mouse is dancing everywhere. Like the shit's, you want to party, like roll
Mess
out.
it up for the world.
Yeah, I mean, this is you know what I'm saying? And you got like a team of guys, just like this guy's yelling at this team of guys because he's being yelled at by this guy, and the boss is chilling like it's gonna work because they gotta make it work. You know what I'm saying? And promotion teams, like, they're shooting champagne in there because like we did our shit. We got, like, you know what I'm saying?
In advance.
We got our subscribers, yo, and we told them it's gonna be ready on this date. So
Whatever happens,
it doesn't. My shit's done. Like I'm chilling promotionally. We did our shit. The engineer just went bald and like he's aged 30 years in 2 weeks. He's on that Obama treatment. Yeah, man. Like he's on that presidential schedule. Like shit gets that's not even Disney exclusive. That's every company that's ever tried to roll out technology.
Yeah.
I've been on I've been on that side where it's just like, because especially going into a project, if you're a developer making a streaming service, I'm sure they headhunted from the best. I'm sure they bought Hulu just to get the people that built Hulu. That's why you make those acquisitions. It's like, we'll take your content and shit. It's about your platform and the people that know how to build it. So when they got those people and they were like, all right, so we also want to build. We appreciate what you've done. We like what you did. We want you to come build this other thing for us. They were like, easy money, son. We already made this. We know what we're doing. Easy game. And it's like, all right, yeah, but another caveat. We want you to build it on this, and it's gonna have to be able to handle this and this and whatever. We also want to add some features. All right, should be cool. Easy. This is what I do. I does this. The team's tight, gang. You know what I'm saying? It's all good until you start programming, and then it's like, all right, we got the core, and then it's like, oh, I don't know exactly how to do this. Meeting. Yeah, we just problem solving, get together, and then it's like, all right, we're moving along, and then some executive comes in that barely knows how to use Microsoft Office. He walks in. Oh yeah, and we need that shit to sparkle, and when they log on, we want to fucking do this and that's easy, right? Yeah, you got that. Like, it's cool.
You got a week.
Yeah, but yeah, you got a week. And well, can we push back the date? Hell no! Don't even look at me. Don't even look at me with that look, thinking we could do that shit. Get it done. You know what I'm saying? Tones change. Like,
full boss voice.
Yeah, because it's just like, yeah, we need this, and that's a request / your ass. Like,
I'm asking nicely, but the stick is on the other side all
I'm
day.
smiling because we're at Disney, but just know, if you don't do it, I'll make sure you die homeless, because that's how we get down. Like, the mouse ain't playing.
It's all personal.
Yeah, and don't make me unfreeze Disney. He'll come out and personally get at you. You're not accepting that shit. So, yeah, I
do feel like, especially after what you were saying, I feel like promoters and things like that, they're like initiators. They bring all the people, but your actual programmers are like the executors. They make the dream happen.
Yeah, and you gotta think, this isn't even for exclusive to like technology company. I think of like TV shows. South Park has to be a great example of this. Like, I'm sure
the creative element.
Huh?
The creative element.
Dude, their schedule is a week to make an animated 30-minute show. If the show was complete shit, that would be hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it wasn't smart at all, if it was just 30 minutes of poop jokes that went nowhere with just a hint of creativity, that would be a hard task to get that done in a week. It's one of the smartest shows with some of the best writing, complex shit they're trying to handle. You got to deal with the censorship because they're nasty. Like, what can we do? Can we say fuck twice? Can we show the shit coming out of his mouth? Like, it matters to the story. So, like, these are all real conversations they have to have very quickly. And then you have to write stuff, adjust. Oh, it's too long. We got to cut scenes out. People animate whole things that never get seen. They have to completely drop that shit. But also, it's coming out Thursday, 8 p.m. The commercial's been up for a month. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta give you that. I gotta show you that
documentary.
That documentary of South Park, because like, to the point he even makes it, it's like, yeah, because they come in, he's doing the first one of the season, first episode, and he's like, yeah, it's like last night I went home, trying to relax, trying to take my mind off things. So I turned on the Xbox, and what I see on the Xbox was a South Park commercial. So this week, brand new episodes this week, and he's just like, fuck.
Back
like
to work.
Yeah, it's like I can't even get away from it because it's not coming out. Like, it can't not come out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's already, everyone's in place to get paid off of this, and I said I could do it here, and we have to do it. This is the schedule I've allotted myself, and they make their schedule to a point. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's them dictating them own selves and like still being under those
Putting
pressures.
themselves at a high standard.
Dude, these are fucking engineers. They ain't running shit. These are like, there's another guy that said, "Yo, we need it ready for November 7th." Straight up, like they didn't have. There was no back and forth on that. Could it be the 10th? No. Like,
Can you work?
That wasn't a back and forth. At least Matt and Trey can negotiate with Comedy Central because they've earned that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even getting up to that point wasn't even that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but yeah, we have a fall schedule. Are you ready or nah? Otherwise, someone's gonna take your whole place. But
slots.
you know, we're here to make money. I gotta run commercials. Is your show gonna be in between my commercials or not? Straight up. That's
every week.
and that's
same day.
that's every TV show. Like if you watch like most your sitcoms or your weekly shows, like they might do like the first like 5 episodes before it launches, right? And then once that season starts, they're doing those episodes like
the whole time.
Maybe like a week or two before, but like even like Seinfeld, I think was done like the week before. Like so when they even do those promos, they don't fucking know what's gonna happen. Like if you ever watch, it might be a little different now because with South Park, just because I think they planned out maybe this season more, and gave them some more time. But like in that season, like what I was talking about, those promotions were super vague. All they had to do was promote South Park coming, new episode. We don't know what the fuck. I think some of the commercials even made that joke. We have no idea what the fuck's about to happen, but it's gonna happen Thursday at 8. like
Be ready.
They're in the kitchen. That's all we know. We are the company. We run the whole shit, but we don't know what they're gonna do. We just know 8:00 Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
We're ready when you guys are.
So that's any creative endeavor or any technological endeavor where the engineers or creatives are not setting the due date. You always have the potential for this to happen. Because those creatives or engineers don't have that input. And there's always a promotional team. And if the company's worth a damn, that promotional team is worth a damn. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do their job. Selling shit's easy, especially when people want it. It's Disney. People want it.
They do have a layup.
South Park. All you have to, they didn't even say it. Just put the guys' faces on the screen. That's your commercial. That's 1 million views. Like, we know that. We know what they want.
A few people have recipes, or not even a recipe, but they have that established love.
Yeah, but even there's a lot that comes with it.
To go to syndication too, like that's.
Yeah, but it's just you just gotta you work so hard to earn that, just a reputation for being quality, but then you have to execute it. You can. It only takes. Some people give you a little bit of leeway, maybe, and even depending on where you are, that gets smaller too. Like South Park can have a bad season. It can survive a bad season. Like, not that they're going to try to or not that they want to, but if that were to happen, if that fell out of the cards and there's just like, that kind of did happen. Like, where it got out of their control with the election shit. They tried to make like a whole serialized story around kind of parroting the election, but the conclusion was Hillary was supposed to win. So when that didn't happen, they couldn't make that happen in the show. And so all of the things that were supposed to pay off couldn't. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like
they make Trump win, but they just make it not make sense much.
Well, because it didn't make sense. So it just so it was like so all the things that were leading up to what they thought was going to be the conclusion couldn't pay off because it just wouldn't have made sense. If that makes sense, like and you know,
kind of like
Yeah.
Hillary wins, and in byproduct, she has some speech that makes all the themes in the season come around. But
Yeah,
because
everything.
he
Yeah,
wins,
yeah. There would have been a natural conclusion to things, but like none of those things. So you had to. So they had to adjust, and those adjustments, got out of hand, or
come out quirky.
Yeah, it was just clanky because the world got clanky, and so they they don't stay as tight with things anymore because that's now possible. They, whatever. No one thought that
Had
was
to
gonna
learn that
go
lesson.
way. Well, yeah, and they usually don't do that anyway. Like it got to the point where they even started making those jokes. They're so meta. It was like, yo, we used to just, it's like, yeah, it used to be that City would have a problem, and we just come together and take care of it. And then next week, we'd have a different problem. But now, we're stuck in this. Like, they know what's happening. They acknowledge that it was happening, but there's nothing they can do about it because the train's already rolling down the track. So it's the same. I equate that to like the same. So, all right, we knew what we were trying to do. Everyone knew when it was going to come out and blah, blah, blah. But, there was a hiccup, and they didn't leave themselves room for the hiccup. They should have went with a softer rollout with more beta testing and just like super invited users, like how Gmail rolled out back in the day. But, they were trying to flex, and it just, got away from them.
They wanted it.
So I can't fault them for it.
You don't want to fault that.
Because I know it's on the engineers, and I know that.
That's my thing. I feel like you can't blame them, especially for something that is obviously fixable. Like if it wasn't on AWS, I could see just it being like, oh well, the engineers, they didn't have time, and it's like, okay, well, if you want to put it to the engineers, you can make that case. But for something like this, like engineers have nothing to do with this.
It's all of them.
This is the guy that set the deadline. Like,
no, because it's not like they didn't know the deadline. It's not like it was a surprise to them. It's not like,
I guess that's
and it's just that's their job. Their job is to deliver. Because it's not like they said. Because I mean, all right, because those things are dictated, but like they're not signed off on. They're not. So like if you're a president of something or CEO. And you're like, all right, we want to roll out this thing at this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are responsible for doing that thing tell you straight up that's impossible. Unless you're just
an idiot,
a complete asshole, you're not gonna be like, all right, well, I know you said that's literally impossible, but I need you to move heaven and earth. And just make it pop. I mean, like that's just not even. You know what I'm saying? So, like, at some point, at the beginning of this process, and this has been going on for a long time as well. It's not like it's like developed in 2 months. They signed off. Like they were like, all right, we can have what you want by that point. Now, in between that okay and the deadline, there are drafts of the thing. There's changes. There's, I'm sure, added features that some guy comes up with, and he's like, how hard would it be to add the and you're just like, God damn it.
Be quiet, Jonathan.
Yeah, but you can't. But Jonathan's paying your bills, and you're like, all right, we could do it, and you're like, you can do it. It's like, okay, I gotta call the wife because I'm not coming home. Like, but we could do it, and all right. You know what I'm saying? And that happens like 10 times over the course of like a year or so. Like this kind of thing happens. So the only one that blame can be placed on is the engineer because the person dictating those things is kind of ignorant to what those things would even, the amount of work or whatever resources that said things would entail. So I don't know, lack of communication, and just maybe a lack of testing, and then just some unknowns hit them. So it's not crazy. I don't even think it's a rare thing. I think a lot of things come out clunky in the beginning. It's just that if it has lasting power, no one remembers that time. And for all the people that will be on it, usually don't sign up immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like most people that have Netflix now didn't have Netflix the first week
it came out.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it begets more people. But there's a window. With all that said, there is a window of you got to fix it. And because they launched at so close to the end of the year, Christmas I feel like is a real important deadline of what this should be going forward, at least at a baseline, because the holiday season is when every company makes their money.
Yeah, that'd be a horrible thing to have memories of, because everyone posting that you're still going bad on Christmas.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that's So it's important because then also, even leading up to that point, like that's when people are buying other people Disney Plus and subscription services or it's all that shit. So it matters. If they had launched in like July or just any other time in the year, I feel like they'd have more leeway and you could even, and that would even give you room to push back stuff initially if you thought you were gonna have a problem. But yeah, they just hit themselves in a tight window. But with everything said, I feel like they'll be all right.
You think if they get their stuff fixed, they're all good, and they're rolling, you think Netflix has a chance of still competing?
I think Netflix is extremely tenacious, and they've already started giving value with their original content. I don't know if they're making money. I don't know if that matters. They'll be all right short term. Long term, I don't know. Because also, everyone seems like they want to build a streaming service. And Netflix's biggest thing was being the hub for everybody.
Yeah.
So once no one needs a hub, you're only left with what you have. And I don't know if they can create enough stuff fast enough. Because Disney has 30 years, 40 years of content. I might be too old, but yeah, of good content, like shit people love, like shit people grow up on, want to pass to their children, like Star Wars, Simpsons, fucking Marvel, all of it,
Pixar.
past, going forward, Pixar.
They've got it lined up.
So they have so much. It's a war of content at this point. So, and that's why Netflix is, they've gone with the comedy bag, or giving out bags for comedy, and
funny bags.
Yeah, because you at least want to be the destination for something. Oh, Disney, ESPN, all that shit. ABC.
They have ABC on Disney?
The ABC's been Disney since they have forever.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought they were their own thing. That's changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
What about Fox?
They bought Fox. That's why they won Simpsons.
Oh dear God. Yeah, they won.
That's what I'm saying. They understand that's when they bought the Star Wars. Or I think it's more than Star Wars. I think they bought George Lucas's shit, all of his shit. So if that's true, that's Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and I think something else he might have made. But that's two giant franchises. So they have so much, and then, well, there's no end in there. Well, yeah, there's an end then, and then all the shit that Hulu got before Disney bought them, Like Hulu bought all the rights to Seinfeld for at least a time span. that's under Disney's umbrella for at least however long they were able to rent that. You know, they have a shit ton of content. You know, they had a whole channel, Disney Channel. You have all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Don't have little kids watching Hannah Montana.
yeah,
It's crazy right now.
yeah. I mean, it's a lot. You know, I mean, Recess. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, you can just name on Disney products for hours.
Yeah, literally. Like we'd be here all day just listing like just good franchises. Like not even like just everything. Stuff that I'd fuck with. Like you know what I'm saying?
Incredibles and Despicable Me are layups to come.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So does Netflix have a chance? Yeah, I think so. And if not, they will buy up or merge with somebody in the scheme to compete. Interesting merger I think would be Netflix and HBO. I think now you actually have a game.
That would be legendary.
I think HBO is on the block. Like HBO, I think has a lot of money, but like compared to these big players, not really. And if someone scoops up all that content because they have a lot, Curb, The Wire, the show that will not be mentioned, whatever they want to spin off
Your
onto
favorite?
that.
That's your favorite.
What else? They have a lot of movies. They have some old stand-ups, like classics, like old Chris Rocks and.
They were the comedy hub before
Mm-hmm.
the Netflix comedy hub.
I don't know if they still have like boxing, but regardless, they have a lot of stuff. So it's gonna be like them and like the Showtimes, the Stars. Like if once that Voltron comes together, then they can kind of compete because to their advantage, Disney is so family friendly. You're not gonna get like Breaking Bad can't be on Disney unless they can, but I don't think they could. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what Disney Plus is capable of no more.
But see, we'll find out. But as of now, there's not really anything rated R in that catalog. The most rated R thing is like Deadpool, and that's why they made Once Upon a Time in Deadpool. Once Upon a Deadpool. That was just a PG version of the rated R movie. So, yeah.
I have liked watching Netflix's darker angles to television.
Oh no, they have good shit. It just comes down to volume now. Like the game is it's a volume game, but you have to be quality as well because the quality bar is set really high right now. Like all your best writers are on television, in every way. Like yeah, just as like that's where your best stories are.
Yeah.
BoJack, even like BoJack, Rick and Morty. It's a lot. So it's a lot of good content. So it's a lot of competing for time. So I think they'll be here. And if they start slipping, they will buy someone or they'll be bought by someone, and they'll keep going because at the very least, their name is their brand is huge.
Yeah.
So even if someone had to absorb them to put content on or whatever, that name is worth a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like McDonald's, as far as what it is. It's almost Netflix and chill, like that kind of stuff's important as far as that goes going forward. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I was seeing all of their newest content. I felt good about it, but it's hard to feel that good when you really think about anything Disney. Once you start putting it up in your head. It's like, oh man, they're not gonna have Friends or The Office. Like,
Yeah, and but there's a lot of other stuff, I guess, that they just gotta make the right deals going forward. Because and just go like darker. Like you might not be able to get the lighter stuff, just because it might be someone else might have it. But like Tarantino films, I think those are all like Netflix. They have the what's that, New Line, or I don't know what studio he's with, but like his stuff. There's other people. Spielberg movies, like like there's other, there's people make other shit like that's not Disney. They don't have everything. It feels like it, but like there's plenty of stuff they don't have, especially your more rated R stuff and whatever. And that's always in demand. I'm always gonna want those things. So if Disney's not gonna supply them, then go to where they are. They just gotta make the right deals. And
I was hoping they'd get something like a Rick and Morty,
what do you mean?
or not even a Rick and Morty, like The Office, or just anything that can be reaching for syndication. Because
Problem with getting syndicated stuff is you don't own syndicated stuff. You rent a syndicated show. Like,
so if a show comes up on your
that's
platform,
why this Office was on Netflix. That's why it's able to be taken away, because they don't own it. They own the rights to show it for an amount of time. It's a lease. It's a leasing situation.
oh, okay. So that'd be the same thing for if Rick and Morty gets a syndication, it could leave Adult Swim that next day unless they
No,
rent it further.
No, you're not. No.
I don't understand.
Syndication is when another channel that is allowed to show that show. So like Rick and Morty is Adult Swim, right?
Yeah.
Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Turner Broadcasting.
So if it got syndication, that'd mean
It's already on,
like
it's on Netflix right now. So right now, the fact that it's on Netflix pays Adult Swim to show. You're using syndication wrong. Like
Okay.
you're overusing it. Like they're used. Netflix is paying Adult Swim to show Rick and Morty.
Okay.
Like there is or whatever. I'm sure it's not just Rick and Morty. It's like a suite of content that they can get from Cartoon Network, and they have a deal to show those things for 5 years or for however long they negotiated for this amount of money, right? That's what that deal is. And at the end of that contract or whatever, you renegotiate and whatever.
So the whole deal is syndication.
Syndication is just the ability to do that. That's what syndication is.
Okay.
Like syndication is give me a show.
Big Bang Theory.
Wayne's Brothers, like an old show. Yeah, Big Bang Theory. It's a good one. That's why it's on like 10 different channels, because it's owned by.
Use syndication in a sentence to explain.
Syndication is when a show, at least back in the day, you had to have like 100 episodes, right? And so that makes then other networks. So every show is made in a studio with a network, right? Okay. It's attached to that network. Like Big Bang Theory, I think is NBC or ABC, whichever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Whatever one it is. That's where it's made. They own Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Right? That's let's say ABC. I don't know that. Forgive me if I'm wrong. We're talking to other people. Yeah. Honestly. But like
it really does.
But let's say it's ABC, just for the sake of conversation, right? Big Bang Theory, ABC. So they have the rights to Big Bang Theory, where it's shown, when it's shown, whatever. Once you get over a certain amount of episodes, usually the 100 mark, then other networks
Want to play.
now want to try to rent that show to show it on their network. So now you get like the I don't know why I wanted to keep jumping to UPN because that hasn't existed.
Is
since I was a
syndication
kid.
deal a term?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your show
Okay,
goes
I
into
understand it.
syndication. That just means it's allowed to be played on. That just means other networks are renting your show to show it.
Yeah.
Like MTV shows like Wayne's Brothers, like all day and shit like that. They didn't. Wayne's Brothers wasn't made on MTV. Or
But
like
the-
Martin. Martin's a great HBO made. Martin was on HBO when it was created, inception, like in the 90s when it was new. You go to HBO, turn on Martin, right? After a certain point, or once it went off air or whatever, other channels wanted to show it, right? So like MTV or like VH1, they go to HBO and was like, "Yo, how much for us to get 3 seasons, the first 3 seasons of Martin, right? We want like 50 episodes or 100 episodes for like a year or whatever, right? 30 million. Just numbers. I'm just saying whatever. But yeah, all right. So they pay HBO and HBO gives them the episodes to rent. So now you can show those episodes as much as you want for that amount of time. That is syndication.
Okay. And the act Martin himself in this example, he gets royalties obviously off of
He gets part of
the
that check.
syndication deal.
Yeah, if he had ownership of that show, like
Or
or was
if
like
he,
a
like,
producer on it and stuff like
I
that.
guess Rick and Morty is a better one. When Rick and Morty gets 100 episodes, it's already being syndicated, I guess. Or is that Netflix doesn't count?
See, well, yeah, Netflix does count.
Okay.
Yeah, Netflix kind of subverted the 100 episode thing. I think just because there's like we'll take whatever, and I'm sure they're not. I'm kind of speaking a little out. But Netflix isn't really going after individual things. They want
Bundles.
bundles of all your shows for your network. So like FX, we want Always Sunny. We want I can't think of another FX show in that moment. That's crazy. There's so many, but like all of them, we want all of these shows.
You want your original content.
Yeah, we want all your original content, and they negotiate for how long they can do it and for how much.
Okay.
So they're going after. So like that's Rick and Morty. Like there's other Cartoon Network shows on Netflix. There's probably like more than you'd think. I don't look for them, but like they're there. You know what I'm saying? So like that was part of that package.
But the people that have ownership of the individual shows
Yeah.
are still going to get said
Yeah, they get
royalties.
paid from the network. That like so Adult Swim cut them the extra check from the Netflix. Like they're not getting paid directly from Netflix.
Yeah. Okay.
If I'm wrong about anything I'm saying, please correct me in the comments. I'm not saying I'm an expert on this, but I've watched a lot of television and like seen a lot of syndication.
I'm ignorant to most of this stuff.
But yeah, but that's essentially that's what's happening, and that's why when stuff gets pulled from Netflix, it's usually not like one show. It's like a group of shows because it's a whole network that pulled out, or like that the contract came to an end and they didn't re-up.
They fucked with the idea of syndication. I said they've kind of fucked with the idea of syndication.
Well,
Or
the whole
they
idea of
scaled it
syndication
up.
is a little different just because cable's dying the way it is. So like streaming is becoming more of a thing. So it changes some of those dynamics a bit, and like no one, because of that, like the syndication bags are a lot less. Like when Seinfeld went into syndication, like they got paid. Same thing, friend, and even but now that's
$2.5 million.
kind of coming back, huh?
$2.5 million.
Yeah. Well, they were getting paid in real time too, because like if your show goes long enough, then like you get like the $1 million an episode kind of shit. But yeah, yeah. But but I would say some streaming services are kind of bringing that bag back. Like Seinfeld got paid again when Hulu decided to pick up the show. Because they're like, now it's a little different because it's like, we're not fucking with the network stuff. We want you. We want this thing. We want all of them. How much for how long? And that's how that deal goes. Same thing with Netflix and Friends. It's like, we're not going after everything. We want Friends. Because if it's big enough, then you have to negotiate that separately because everything, you're not just going to bundle Friends.
Yeah.
Shit like, you know what I'm saying? Or you could even do a reverse, maybe like
Talk about
Friends up front, and then maybe you can sweeten the deal by throwing in some other shows or whatever. But no, you gotta focus on that directly because we know what it is, and we know the demand for it. And there's precedence because in the cable land, other people have already given those syndication back, so it's not like we're searching for a number to ask you for. We know what to break you off for, or what to demand for. Yeah. So it's all that.
I feel that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm definitely glad we talked about this because we are talking to the public.
Yeah, it's weird. I kind of like this light's shining in my face, and somehow I kind of forgot I was there.
Yeah, it's really easy to forget about you guys. How much we love you.
But it's just it's an interesting. It's tight. I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting dynamic going forward. Just the only I wish one thing that's kind of lost in all of this are like the DVD sales, which I was only a fan of getting like the box sets of shows and stuff because you own those things. Now it's like with The Office is a good example. Netflix is taken away from The Office, and you bought Netflix just to watch The Office. How do I watch The Office? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And I don't know if they're still selling those box sets like they used to back when I was in like high school.
At least,
well, I know they can't be.
At least for
a long time ago.
At least for He Who Shall Not Be Named, there is a box set, and
yeah, well,
we know at least for that one. But
yeah, and at least with that, well, yeah, they're gonna do that because that's a whole bag. But yeah, it's usually for like the smaller stuff that, like, I loved the Steve Harvey show, but Steve Harvey didn't have ownership of that show, so he has no say going forward in where that show could be sold, how he could, you know what I'm saying? So some of those things are kind of lost, or if they're not totally lost, they're getting lost, or will be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you can find all Steve Harvey show episodes, or like all the episodes of Girlfriends, mostly, not exclusively, but a lot of like black sitcoms, like your classics. Like, I don't know where you find those, if they're out there to be found, and the powers that be that own. I don't know if Netflix. They're not even easy to pirate because they're just not even available for someone to rip them from. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, and to that point, not all of these things even made it to DVD box sets back in the day. So
you had to have a certain amount of hype.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. I've heard it that kind of explained, but like, it's usually in the midst of someone saying, I don't fucking know. Like, for real. Like, because they'd want to have answers, but it's just they don't. Like, Steve Harvey, I'm sure, would love to have his show on Netflix. I would love to watch it there or wherever. But he doesn't have the proper ownership to it to have the answers to it. And I don't know who does, and whoever does isn't talking about it. And I don't know if it's in demand. I don't know. And they don't know. So,
I've not met many people that don't like Steve Harvey's show.
Steve Harvey's show is amazing. It's so funny. It's so funny. Like, it's my favorite. One of my favorites for sure.
My thing, Basil at Home, he still watches it.
How?
Hmm?
How?
Because he had something on the internet. That's what I was saying, pirating.
Oh, well, I need the link. 'Cause I
Yeah.
love that show. I haven't seen it in forever. I knew it was on like Crackle for a little bit or something, but I'm not on Crackle, so
Did you ever check Streamio?
no. I didn't really use Streamio that much. I used it a little bit, like I think when we first learned about it and stuff, but really not since. It's probably more on me.
I don't really use it either.
Yeah, I was. There we go. Like, I mean, yeah. If you want to roll up on me about trying to watch Steve Harvey show, do it with the DVDs in hand, because
Yeah.
otherwise I'm not really
Yeah,
for the noise.
me too.
I'm serious, because like, I'm not trying to like. Yeah, I'm not trying to pirate stuff because I pay for the streaming services. So it's
Yeah.
like I don't want to have to do it. Like if
Me neither.
you know what I'm saying? And it's
I pay for the Netflix, but not every. Netflix is losing some stuff. Got to make up for the difference.
and I can't even think about everything that falls in this category that I'd want to watch. But like all of those things aren't even really piratable because again, they didn't even get on a format where someone could rip it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Girlfriends is a good example. That was a good show.
One thing I have noticed is
Did you know Friends was based off of Girlfriends? Well, not like
no.
it was loosely created. Like when they went to go make Friends, they were just like, yeah, we want a white version of that. And it's
Lord.
Friends. Yeah.
And
But,
it became huge.
Yeah, but that's how Girlfriends was big, but it didn't get full shine because it was all black cast. Like Living Single was a great show, funny, classic stuff. Don't know how to watch it. I'd be watching it right now if I could.
Now that is.
There's a lot like Wayne's Brothers. I haven't watched MTV in forever. I like to be able to watch those like in order. Martin, that one. You have to, those are all the ones that have been like syndicated, and the only way you can watch them is if you have like cable and watch like these fucking marathons all day. It's like I want the option. I want my option. Like I can watch everything else I like.
Yeah.
And all these get neglected kind of in that. Like they should, yeah.
Finding a lot of these shows is interesting. I remember a friend's dad. He wanted to find a show from like I think he said 78 or 67. One or the other. No. 80s. My bad.
Sure.
Yeah, 80s or 70s. He's like, oh yeah, the show comes out at this time. La la la. We're looking through all the streaming services, see if they have them. And we end up finding it, but it was from someone's like old TV recording and pirated. I didn't pirate this.
No, I'm a share a tip, and we're gonna have to move on from this. I think.
Yeah, because
if there's ever like a movie or show you can't find, I don't know necessarily shows, but like movies, definitely. A good trick I saw on another YouTube video was if you go into Google and you type in the movie name with Google Docs at the end, like it'll come up like pretty much like the first result, and you'll be able to watch that. But you didn't hear that from us.
yeah.
So what else was on the docket? This is all this.
I think this is a good place to end off with us not being criminals.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying. That's just information. I didn't make that up. I didn't even discover it.
It's not advice.
whatever. I'm feeling a little.
I'm not telling you to do that.
Feeling a little saucy. If you made it this far, you deserve something. So that's for you.
We love you. Do not pirate.
Or do. Well, I don't know.
Make it work. Don't tell on yourself like us, though.
Yeah, be smart. be a little smart. But yeah. Jesus Christ, it's gone off the rails so fast. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna cut that there, or how are you feeling? All right. So
love you guys.
yeah, it's been fun. Next week, maybe we'll get into some Mexican cartel news and
Definitely.
the U.S. Destabilization of Latin America.
Oh yeah.
If you're down for
Get
that. So
that's for sure.
so this has been episode 3. 3 weeks. It's becoming consistent.
We're on a roll.
Yeah, we're trying to get this together, like this whole backdrop thing, so you're watching a whole work in progress, because this is as unplanned as most things I've done, really. But I'm liking it so far. I think we've, fingers crossed, worked out a lot of the technical difficulties from last week.
We're not here for the destination. We're here for the journey.
Yeah, it's all about the journey. So if you've been rocking with us, buckle in and get ready for a long ride, and we'll try to deliver a good time.
Oh yeah, we will deliver that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned in.
At least a little something interesting. All right, but that's it for this week. We'll see you next week around the same time.
Yeah, you guys have a good one.
For sure.